Alright guys, we're gonna go over the games tonight. If my voice is a little lower, it's because it's really early in the morning, so I'm just trying to be a little quieter for my roommates so I don't fucking wake them up. Game number one. There he goes. Jesus Christ. Alright, so yeah, like I mentioned yesterday, I should have really talked to you guys about basically your win condition in the mid part of the game is not just like having to be ahead. Your guys' pick is so crazy good. Anywhere that you control vision, you can basically turn it into a 5 vs 4 automatically because we have really good um, burst damage, especially with having a lease to combo off of any of the stuns that we get. And Central got super fed this game, so we're gonna fly through here and talk about some of the key points of this game. You guys did you honestly look like you guys learned a lot in a little bit of time, which is really good. This is the part I was telling you about. If you guys end up warding, but you have to go solo basically, for the pixels, and you don't like say Alex and Dawn can't go at the same time. You just stand here and drop your ward here, and it's fine. It'll pick up vision of the scuttle, and that's all we really need. Is just to track to see if we see him doing it or not. It's obviously better to do this. Um, that's why I was mentioning, especially in a situation that you're in right now, Alex, how you're in a lane that's not going to win the early parts of the match. You should be more than okay to be the one that drops the ward in this because you're going to be getting pushed backwards anyway. You're going to be on this side of the lane over here. So if you both just come basically same time at like 115 and just make sure you guys don't get shit on, and then whoever has the worst matchup basically to start the game. If it's top lane, top puts his ward in there. If it's mid lane, mid puts it in there. Because if it's the opposite, you guys have the priority and you're pushing, then you don't want that person to have to put their ward there. We'll want them to put that on their other side. So top would obviously want to put it in this bush up here, and then mid would want to put it on the other side. So just make sure if you do have to ward solo, you do that shit um, just over this wall right here. If you're just gonna do it for whatever reason, if we don't get the chance, see how they're both here waiting for you. It just would be better if you didn't risk anything. You just dropped a ward over that wall. Sorry, this little yellow dot's gonna drive me fucking nuts. Okay. And there's a couple key points in this that I'll point out to you guys. Um, what I should have also emphasized when before I let you guys start talking was that we can force at the neutrals in the early parts of this game before Sivir gets her BF or anything along those lines because just A, we have tons more crowd control and burst with the Callista Ren, the all the literally all the crowd control. We have so much crowd control this game. And since Vlad has a ton of sustain, I don't know for sure if I'm right on this, but I think Corrupting Potion would have been a better start for you, Don, in this situation because of his sustain. So just take that into consideration. So, and this also, um, since we know you guys communicated that there is no vision, um, they don't have any vision. So this is a vision clear gank. What the comm should be is you actually should be being incredibly aggressive and actually using your flash to Cocoon. Um, as long as our bottom lane lets you know that she doesn't have Spell Shield yet, and I'm pretty sure she does right now. But you could be so much more aggressive because you're going to get the jump. So if you would have flashed basically from here to here, you would have got your snare off before anything, and then we could have stacked all of our CC. Um, as it was played, it was perfectly fine because you guys end up doing a ton of damage to the. This is why I said attack the Nami, because Nami is very weak. Um, it still worked out great, except for this Q that you're about to throw Peridian, because you threw it at like between them. What the what a field goal! But I think you honestly could have been more aggressive there because we knew it was um, a ward-free gank basically. Um, you don't necessarily have to do that. It is an option though. I know it sounds crazy to use your flashes early, but you can literally get these guys so far ahead, which you did anyway because of their positioning. Because technically Nami still does pretty well into Thresh as long as they dodge um, the hook basically, and she stays out of fillet range. So when you got to focus on your farm here too. Um, I know you can do a lot of damage to him, but remember what I tell you guys about information. You win with information, so that's how they're gonna win too. We just showed our jungler bottom, so it's very likely Lee's gonna be up here. So you should just be aware of that. I know that you're winning this trade and everything like that, but he basically wants you to start fighting so he can make you feel more comfortable because Lee is right here. He actually was too far forward, but just realize that, and you could have gotten some more farm there for free and been able to keep your flash. Just remember, anytime you get information, it's telling them something as well. If it's us showing in a lane, so it's the same thing for them. They know where Elise was, so they could go counter jungle basically us, and Lee would most likely be on this side. So, and this is kind of what I mean. Like you do good damage to him, but now he wins the lane at this point because of you're out of mana. So anytime you guys are in a lane, regardless, um, it's perfectly okay really early in the matchup if you have a bad matchup, um, or if you're like in this situation, you're versus someone who doesn't have the same resources as you. You have mana. It's perfectly fine to shove, reset the wave, and go back and then TP the lane if you want to set a tempo in the lane, because you'll be able to get your first items back. He'll have to go back like at a bad back timing, and then you can get really good vision control once he goes back after you shove him in basically. So you can also in these situations like I talked about call for help to shove this so you can go back, and then you're just basically setting yourself up to be in a better situation earlier because now you're just out of mana sitting here waiting for enough to shoot your Q, but he's going to do either keep it on his side of the lane a little bit or he's going to freeze on you. And then you're just stuck there without mana. Same thing with you, Alex. It's stuck right now too. You can mention that so you can see if he can help you get your waves unstuck because you're in a bad matchup. See, exactly what I mean. Like now he's sustained back up. Now you're at a disadvantage. So this is the kind of stuff you can also when the lane before it started shoving his way and it was just kind of sitting in the middle like it normally is. You could have went back then and just TP'd in with say this Dark Seal ring, like just TP back with the Dark Seal ring and a ward or something, and just had a small advantage because his summoner is cleansed, so you can make plays on the map a little easier. We're going to talk about this play too, for sure. Okay. So a positioning from Peridian may have given it away that we were on this side because you were standing on the sides of the waves instead of like back. I think you guys could have sold this better, is what I'm saying. I know it's not like a bad gank or anything in the end. I think we get something out of it because of the cocoon. But also your guys' communication could be even more clear with each other, saying, I'm going to do this specifically, flash lantern hook, and then you could talk about he's going to shoot his cocoon before you flay, because you'll see it's kind of disjointed. So like you flash, the lantern doesn't bring him forward either. So your flash was trying to get Central up closer as well, but you mistimed it. And then she steps up the block. You're out of flay range and you flay, but Central is in range of cocoon, so you should have waited. This is what I mean about talking about how you guys are going to use your crowd control. Because now if you have flay, this bitch is fucked. Like, I know you guys still do it, you still get the kill, but just think of how much smoother that could have been. But it was good lane gank, good communication setting it up. You guys can just talk in even more details of, I'm throwing hook first, you throw cocoon after, because we know Sivir has spell shield. If she ends up blocking it, um, then we need to be aware of that. So this is where I believe you go ward. This is another ward that is underrated too, is right here. Because I know in the VOD I told you guys this is the most underrated one up there, which it is. This is also a good ward to have if you have like once you get your Sightstone, or if you have the dual wards in your inventory. So you put one there, good, and you get another one. Look at this. Oh, I thought you were going up there to do the ward. For those of you who didn't, that's good too to do that. Perfect. Mystic is a beast. So this is the ward we were talking about in the last VODs. If you guys hadn't seen it, you need to watch the Griffin versus Gen G thing, because when we're red side, this is the spot, because it covers both pathways incredibly well. And then if we're on the blue side, you put it same spot, just right here. So it's different for both sides. So when we're blue, this is mid, top, or jungle can do this. Primarily mid or jungle from this side, and then from this side, it's support and jungle that can do this. So this is really good job, Mystic. Look at the vision control that he just got us after we just had a really nice gank. So no matter what, if Lee starts pinching to this side, these guys are very safe. If they put a pink ward here, it doesn't matter now. See, this is really, really good job by you, Mystic. And then this is same thing I was talking about. We get information. One side of the map, Lee knew he was there, so he's going to counter jungle. It's perfectly fine. You guys do a really good job here in this fight overall, responding. This is a great job by all of you guys. Oh, this is actually a topic of conversation too. It's perfectly fine. Mystic went back. Mystic has some money too, but you have to go to base and get back here, because they can't kill you with your heal up under turret. But we need to prevent them from getting a lot after this, because if we miss on any type of kill here, we're losing so much, as we're talking about, like the experience that we're losing bottom. So at the worst case scenario, if we fail here, at least you're going to be getting a lot of the experience still. You're gonna miss this wave no matter what because you went up this far. But if you would have just went back originally, once you let's go back. I can't remember what we did that it transpired. So okay, you recalled there. That's fine. So once you get out of this part, and I don't know why Nami fucking ignited you there. So you should be recalling right now. Mystic is more than okay to roam because that's his job. Like he needs to create map pressure. But we need you to make sure that no matter what, we're not losing out on more if this fails for us because we need you to keep up in experience basically. So I know you guys talked about that. Um, but this is a good job up here. I think we get one. Yeah, we get one. Almost got two. Mystic immediate recalls, it's good. But look, we lose on so much and they get two plates. That's brutal. That's two waves we just missed. One was a cannon and you didn't recall still. You just ran across. You ran from all the way up here all the way across too. You have enough to finish the first part of Blade, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think you have enough for that and probably Boots one. And good job Central also communicating with Alex, just checking in with him to make sure that this isn't like unbearable for him. And Alex gave you all the information you needed. He's going to be behind in farm, which he is, and that's perfectly okay. We signed up for this in the draft, but he's going to be able to survive, and he has a really good outplay on 1 vs 2 again in this game. He gets a kill, and he lives. Oh yeah, for some reason Sion was trying to go ward and he accidentally bumped his R and he just ran right into the wall, which is really funny. So one thing you can start, this is a really good job right here by Dawn dodging the Lee Sin Q. Really good job. But what I was about to say is this is the part of the game where you can really shove the wave a lot faster than Vlad and then start making plays even if it's just vision. Look at our inventory right now. We have fucking 6 pink wards and I think we have 0 on the map right now. I know we put one down bottom lane soon, but it's good to buy them, but we need to be able to, even if it's just making shoving a wave just so we can go get the vision out there basically. But see, right now, because you have so much in your inventory, buddy, you could literally just be hard shoving this wave and then going to make a play, especially since we know that Central's bottom lane, because we're going to win it 3 vs 3 even if Lee's there, but if you're there, it's just murder. But you guys do a good job on the Nami, I believe. This is really good. Hit the right target like we talked about too. It's perfect. It's a good job. And I wanted you guys to really abuse, oh no, that's the second game, I'm sorry. This game I wanted you guys to abuse Nami, so you guys did a really good job with that stuff. This was a little careless. Let's go back. I know we get 2 extra kills, but the way that we stacked it should have been different. And you'll see what I'm talking about. Come on. So immediately, if you guys are going to go for a play here, we should already know she has Spell Shield back up. But yeah, it should be Central going for the first part of damage because he can cocoon out. But I don't know if the communication was clear because Peridian's still really far back because he's just hitting for plates right now, which is not a bad thing at all. But this is where our communication just needs to be. Mystic and Central wanted to go get this kill, but I don't think Peridian was on the same page. So we'll watch it one more time. Sorry. So right now, that's what I mean. He's really far back right now. I don't think the three of you are on the same page. So you get the kill, and you end up getting 2 for 2 there, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but it just, the communication obviously could have been better because I'm pretty sure he wasn't ready. At least if he knew, he wasn't ready for you guys to do it. Because all we needed from you at that point of the dive central was just to start it. So you tank it and then you can repel out of the damage. And we just get a 1 for 0 basically. And Lee wouldn't have been able to do anything at that point. Alright, so we'll look at, we'll go back actually to 10-minute mark because that's the time that we really need to be looking at this stuff. And then we'll come back up to here. So 10-minute mark, we're just going to check in on CS because this is something I want to do all the time with you guys. Alex is in a bad matchup. He's down 23 CS, but he's got an assist. He's doing perfectly fine. That one little case where I was talking about earlier, you could have had a little bit more CS just because you should know Lee's on your side of the map. But other than that, you're doing a really good job here. We're killing them in CS because of the spoils of war here. We're even here, and we're up in the jungle just farm-wise, not looking at kills and all that stuff. Obviously, we're up 2-0, and it's a 900 gold advantage, so. So this is the point in the game, too, where I really think we could have forced Dragon, because our 3 versus 3 is so much stronger than theirs. Even our 4 versus 4 is stronger than theirs, because Vladimir just takes forever to fucking scale. And this is a really weird fight, by the way. Let's go back to the beginning of this, because how it started was strange. So it's just a pink ward. Okay. I want to go back further, see if we saw Lee anywhere. No, no vision of Lee. Okay. Yeah, so this is a good idea. But since we have Lantern, you can kind of do the same thing where we know we have a pink ward and come here and just sit on this wall basically. So I think we made this a little harder than it needed to be here, but I still really like what you guys are trying here. We got vision on this part. We ran over a pink ward though, so this is what I was talking about. If you get good vision ahead of time, you can set up counter ganks. And that's what this is right here. This is them setting up a counter gank and they get to fight. They basically get to fight first because they bait you guys here first because Lee is closer. They know Lee's closer. And he gets a really good kick. That was, you could have hit Lee there. And then the weirdest part of this, is this where the dragon, Lysandra and Vlad at the dragon? No, separate. So this is where we're talking about, Sign didn't even TP here. He just has that long range ult. But this fight's really weird. Like, I understand the dragon was getting him. Yeah, you should just, like at this point right here, just stay in Q range only. How do you lose this? Yeah, wow. That was brutal. I have nothing bad to say about that. It's just kind of unlucky with the dragon there. So let's see. This is what I meant. Like we just went. I think we went like 3 for 3 there. Was it? It was something. We should have had the advantage, but we were kind of scattered on the way it started. You got to look to where we know we have vision, so you can run through that where we have pinks, just to make sure that you're clear on your ganks. It's still a really good job. I use guys all trying to set up something. Just try to remember that you may be running through vision in other parts of the map too, central, when you're coming through. So where we have pinks, you should be going that way. And you should also, again, since you just died, um, and we're coming back, you should have a sweeper now. Because I say by 15 minutes, basically, you need to start really controlling the vision, especially when you're on such a good aggressive jungler. Pink wards and sweepers for you. You should be dominating their vision. But again, we should be able to um, force this stuff. I don't remember if we get this one or not, or what happens. So Scion's down here, everything. And this is, believe your alt just came up too. You should be self-alting yourself right here. You try to go for the kill. You should just self-alt yourself because that dragon's going to wreck them when you do that. And you're going to heal back up. And Central was so fucking strong. Like he could have came and tried to help you out. I think you should have self-alted there instead of on the guy because the dragon was already aggroed. It would have beat the shit out of him. So I'm just going to keep reiterating this to you guys too. You, um, anytime you get information, you fucking use that information to your advantage. They saw you go this side, and we just had a few people die. They're still dead right now. So Lee knows he can go invade at least for vision, and if there's camps there, they're his. So this is him um, basically getting a smaller advantage on you too, because you um, just gave them information basically by running that side, and that's perfectly okay. It happens. We're not always gonna do everything, without them getting information. But this is exactly what the kind of shit we should be doing on our side, which we do do. I'm just gonna keep reminding you guys about it over and over again. So in return, especially right here, what I was just talking about us having information, when you see this, he's on ward, you should stop recalling and you should go get Shelly right now. You can literally tell Dawn to just shove mid, but don't rotate, so they don't know that you're doing it. But this is the stuff I'm talking about, getting information. This right here should be us getting Shelly, 100%. So just remember, anytime you get information, like if you were really low in health, perfectly fine, you have to go back. But you're on that side of the map, everything. This should be Shelly for us. So um, we're getting vision back in the river as well. You can see we're starting to get pinks back and everything. Um, and you're almost done with Ludens too, Dawn. Once you get Ludens, you can really just shove the fucking wave in like 2 seconds on Vladimir, and then you can start making roams and plays like that. This is where Alex gets a kill because he outplays him with such a good ult. Ugh. Let's watch it in slow. So this guy's a fucking moron because He literally has Sunfire, so he's aggroing the turret onto him right away, and Alex noticed it, which is really good. And he just, no matter what, even if Alex doesn't get a kill here, he's this Sion's gonna have to leave because he just took 4 turret shots, and he's winding up for another. And this is such a good ult, and then your passive comes up and you get a kill. It's a really good job, buddy. And Lee, this is perfect, Central. See, Lee just gave us information, so now we're going to get the first turret. It's really good. Good job following to Dawn. Look how strong. We're really strong right now. But this is really good job, everyone here. We got information, Lee was top, Alex outplayed them, and then you guys immediately knew we could get turret here because you've already done a lot of work to it. We end up getting 2 turrets here, which is fucking insanely good. So really good job here. So no matter what now, nobody has time to get Shelly, so that's perfectly fine. Now we need to start thinking about um, the mid part of the game. So we already got we got all 3 of the, or no we didn't. We still need this turret. As soon as we get this turret now, we can literally start using our composition as a pick composition around Baron and around Dragons. But that's why we need this sweeper by 15 minutes too, just so we can literally make them so afraid to check anything that's in the dark, because you guys have such good map pressure right now, especially we have Ludens finished on Dawn. Um, our goal right now is to be trying to figure out a way to get this mid turret, and the easiest way to do it is put our middle or our bot lane in the mid lane, because um, Dawn can shove so fast and then just rotate middle. Because at this point, if we just trade getting the mid outer turret, but they get 1 turret in return, so say bot turret, it's a win for us still. Because now we have all the jungle pressure in the world for vision. So trades like this, if Dawn were to shove, like he just shoved this wave, and if he just stays down here and shoves 1 more wave and then rotates behind these guys, they're going to have to back up because they're outnumbered. He doesn't have teleport. So Vlad's response may end up being to either try to follow, which he's going to be late, or he just may keep shoving like an extra wave. So if we end up trading this turret for this turret, it's a win for us because now we have all the outer turrets down and we can really start pressuring the map. So you can start thinking about how to put yourself in those situations, and sometimes trading turret for turret is a win for us. So just think about that kind of stuff. So I think this is one, I can't remember, this is one where we actually kind of fuck up and they get like a Scion roam to us, and I don't remember. You have a sweeper, it's good. And once we get to this kind of mark too of the game, it's really beneficial for you, Dawn, probably by the 25 minute mark for you to get the sweeper on champions like Lissandra, because it's exactly what you said. If you get a flank on them, we win the team fight no matter what, especially with how strong we are. So just by the 25-minute mark, if you're on something like this, or if you end up playing, like, I don't know if you play any assassins like LeBlanc or anything like that, but look, they can't contest this dragon right now at all. We pulled Poppy down here too, which is great. Now we can try to probably make a play for the mid lane if we wanted to, but I think this is where we forget about Scion and he gets a good ult on us mid lane. I think. Maybe it's not yet. Nope, he's going bottom. We should be able to contest that crab too, but our back timing is a little off, excuse me. The way everything is. Everything just, our back timing kind of screwed everything up there. But this is kind of the part of the game I think where you guys were like, we're not sure what to do, which is perfectly fine, and that's when I chimed in just to remind you how crazy good your pick composition is, because Sivir is unbelievably strong at wave clear, as you know. Vladimir's not bad, but he has to get really close to the wave to like full clear, so it's a lot harder for him versus our composition. So that's why what you guys start doing now is basically just controlling this to fucking make them want to check it. So just gotta remember what our composition, like the strengths are of it. So look, Alex is down in farm, but he's done such a good job. He's 2-0-2 right now, doing great. I'm still not sure about the Iceborne Gauntlet on Poppy, but I honestly don't know a lot about Poppy besides I know what her kit does. Like, because especially since there's Sivir. Sivir, I don't know, I don't think her build path is right either. I think her build path's kind of shit. But she's going to get IE still and crit. So I think Randuin's is really good because it reduces the crit damage. For especially since you're our front line is what I'm referring to. So this is good wave management. So literally right now with Sion bottom, we could bait out his teleport at the very least, because you have all this control um, over the Baron side. So like this ward right now up here, it's good to have a pink down, but it's worthless. Like it's not giving us any information. If it's just here, it's way better because it at least gives us information if they hit the plant or come over this wall. So this is what I'm talking about when I tell you guys about advancing your vision when we have control. Because if we have a ward down that's not giving us any information, it's worthless. And also, if we're going to contest an area and we say we're going to go, we have really good wards on this side of the map, but we're going to go contest this dragon. We don't want to sweep on this side of the map right now. We don't want to use our sweepers because we want to clear the vision on this side where we're contesting next. So just keep that in mind too. If you're going to go to this side to contest the objective that's in 37 seconds, don't use your sweeper on this side of the map. Wait till we get over here so we can make sure that we have the vision control. I know there's a time when the Scion does an alt mid. I can't remember when it is though. Look how fast we do this. See, this is a really good job. This is our second mountain, so this is crazy important for us to get it. This is where it is. It's right after. So we have Dawn in the side lane, which is great. He should be perfectly fine there right now because he knows. I'm pretty sure he knows Vladimir went back or rotated mid already. But we have to know this now as a team that we don't have Dawn. I know we have TP, but their fifth member is not on the map. Like they're four here. Like this Scion could be here. So this we have to consider. We just got something and they're playing this far up. We have to consider that Scion is in the area. Because now we get kind of zoned, like we're split. And we don't have Dawn yet. He's TPing in, but we lost Paradine right away. So look how split we are. I know we end up trading back fine in this one, but we lose a few people So we're 0-2 right now. No, we don't trade back in this one. We get Lee Sin because he's dumbass. Central's really fed. But that's, remember, we just got one win here, and we're pushing on this side. One set of us is going to be in trouble. Either it's going to be Don because he, when I talk to you guys about like being parallel with each other, so he's really far ahead of your positioning by being here, so he can get rotated on. They could literally flank him and just get onto him because we don't have any wards except for right here for him. Or you guys are going to have the fifth person coming here. So you should just, we got an objective, you should just want to get safe back to lane and start wave clearing so we can figure out where their fifth guy is. And at the same time, Dawn, you should be a little more careful in the same sense. Like you could shove these waves super fast and then just back up until we get the information. But we all need to be more aware that they could have us outnumbered in one of the areas because of what we just did. They can't contest that dragon because we're way stronger than them right now in the 4 versus 4 or even the 5 versus 5. So just got to take that in consideration. We lost 2 turrets because of that. So this could have been a really big turning point for them because they are the late game scaling comp. Their whole team is late game. It's not a good draft. This is kind of stuff that I was telling you guys about we don't want to do, is have the entire team be late scaling because tempo will just beat us no matter what. But now look at the game. The game's only 1500 when it should be a lot further apart. Get a pick. This is why the Morellas was such a good buy. Like Vlad can't sustain anything if you get any damage on him central. That was really good. But now this is perfect. This is what our composition is. We have 2 mountains with Elise and fucking Callista. Like this is insane. The fact the Lee took that Q right away too, like you could have just ulted him right away and he would have died too, like. But this is really good. He gets a really good kickoff actually, wow. Wow, he got that kick through everyone too. Wow, that's pretty insane. Mr. Q. Guys bait out the spell shield though and they're just fucked. Good job Alex staying with Paradine here too. I love seeing this many spears in Sion, it looks so cool. Good job. Really good job attaining the vision back there and getting a pick at the blue buff too. And then literally just knowing you can do the Baron. It was really good. This though, Dawn, you should be going back right now. 100% you should be going back. Honestly, Paradine should be going back too, because if we just get this first turret, Central and Alex can do it perfectly fine, and then we just reset a lot faster. Because one thing we didn't take into consideration, which I didn't expect him to do this either, but this is why having good back timings and everything like that, we blew up Vlad so fast, he didn't use any of his cooldowns at all. So he just flash and kills 2 of us. Even though Nami got both kills somehow, which is hilarious. But this is what I'm talking about, being excited too. Like Alex and Central could have easily got that turret by themselves, and then we just reset as a group, and we're all on the field at a faster pace, where then we can move on to the next objective, which would be the 2 inner turrets basically on the map, so top and mid. So just take that in consideration. Like when we get like a big victory like that, we can take small advantages if they're still dead for a little while, If the death timers aren't that long though, we shouldn't over pursue for stuff like that. And we should be resetting faster so we can get back onto the map with all the gold that we needed to spend from the Baron and just pressuring it. This is the, I believe this is the fight. Look, Paradine's nowhere near us, and we're literally starting to fight. So this is us really risking the Baron. Look, he's still way up here. We're committing. We're full on committing to this. And you could have immediately right here too, self-ulted just to delay, and then Alex and Mystic could have, yeah, got out like that. But we're trying to force shit there for no reason. Dragon's coming up right now too. We should have all the advantage in the world as our composition. Being as ahead we are. So I'm gonna always remind, and this is an Infernal Dragon too. I'm always gonna remind you guys to not get too excited. You really have to stay like even temperament, because that's how you can throw games. It's just being really excited because we did a really good job setting up stuff and then getting Baron, but then we could literally throw the whole game by doing that. So, because they're the late game team. If we give them time, then they can win the game. Because at this point, you guys are shitting on them now. So, like, you can get so many picks over and over like you just did. Whoops. So, this is something too. When you guys have, when you get a pick like that, you can actually run 3-2, and 3-2 is really strong. Because they literally have to split up the 4-man group to 2 different locations, and if they try to overcommit to one side, you guys literally will just get everything on the other side. See, look, we 3-2. This is beautiful. So Baron's coming up in a minute. I'm pretty sure you guys are talking about resetting at this point, which is good. And we didn't get anything really off of that Baron because we made that mistake. So just keep that in mind. We could have got those other turrets a lot smoother if we would have just basically slowed down and not get too excited about us just getting that advantage. Because your guys are so far ahead right now in the terms of like where our composition is versus their late game team fighting. You guys are just gonna shit on them so hard as long as you slow down. And just make sure you get vision like you're doing here, because you guys do this so damn fast. This was such a good call. Like literally such a good call to do it, because you guys do it in 2 seconds. And now you're back in the driver's seat again. Someone should have been running to top lane to start that wave management though right now. Because they can shove us this way, but they can't get all the way to the turret. So you guys should have had someone go do the wave management top right now. But we have Baron again right now. Not a ton of gold. We have 2 people with 1500 plus. So we may not have a lot to buy. We could reset and get pink wards again though too, and then push out, or just, yeah. So we have Prudian up top, which he shouldn't be solo laning. But we needed to do the wave management sooner, so it's fine. We just got to remember, move parallel with each other. And I think this is Elder. Yeah, this is Elder. So you guys are communicating. Let's set up vision for Elder now, which is great. That's what you need to do. So now look at your wave management. This is great. You shove mid. They just responded to it, but look at both side waves. They're going to get fucked. This is really good. They're just losing out on this experience. Nice hook. Got her flash. Alex, I know you had shitty matchups both games, man, but you did so much damage soaking and shit like that tonight. Dawn, you did a really good job on Lysandra too. They didn't even get to turn the corner, and we blew up the Elder already. It was such a good job, you two. And these guys are they're they're doing the right thing as well. You guys are not wrong here either, because you guys literally started with the zoning. It's perfectly fine how everything's playing out right now. You got 2 for 2 up there. We kill Vlad. I don't remember if we get Lee. Yep, it was a really good job the whole way. Boom. Mystic fucking tearing them up. Look at all those spears. That looks so fucking cool. So look at the advantage of doing proper wave management though. We just won a team fight. They're all dead for fucking 30 seconds, and we literally have all 3 lanes now. This is really good. This is why I'm always going to stress to you guys about fucking taking care of wave management, even if it means just delaying team fighting first, because as soon as you win a team fight like this, you literally have all 3 waves now, and we just basically put them in the ground. Like they can't do anything. It's great. We get 2 inhibitors. 2 inhibitors by the time 3 of them came up, with just 2 people. Very good job on all the wave management, guys. That was really good. Um, Again, Central. You gotta get Sweeper though. Like you have such a good vision score by putting down yellows and everything like that, but we need to just control the vision in the areas. And we're getting to the point too, um, where like these rings and stuff should become fucking pink wards if we're struggling to obtain vision. If we're doing fine like we are, then you can still hold on to it. But we need to help Mystic out at this point in the game to keep getting our vision all over if the game is closer. Like at this point of the game, you guys are just gonna win basically. But just take that in consideration. Jungler takes blue. Fuck you, Don. That's what Central just said. But just in the short time from one um, scrim to the other, you guys made so many good small improvements, and you guys should be really happy about that. Um, just remember, like, we don't have to. Why is it loud all of a sudden? Holy shit! Again, there's Alex soaking up a lot of damage. This is why I think Randuin's would have been better too, because you would survive longer here. I know you do more damage with the Iceborne, but you're reducing the crit and everything. Like you did so much with that still, it's so good. But seriously, you guys did so many things better this game just from one scrim to the other. Just keep reminding yourselves about that stuff, about how we control vision, how we can play around objectives. The main points of this game in the early part that should have been different is um, we could have been taking these dragons a little bit sooner, and we also could have gotten Shelly. And something I haven't stressed to you guys about, if you're going to make a play for Shelly, like between the time where I talked about, it's like the peak time to get it between 12 and 14 minutes. That's the best time to basically go get it because of the turret plating is going to fall. It's always best if you ever watch the Korean scene, LCK, they always set it up to where they do it on the recall of the bot lane because they always send the support up here with it. The AD carry goes back down to the bottom lane, but he just knows he's just trying to stay safe and farm under turret basically. Um, but it just helps them really secure this. If you ever watch LCK, you'll literally see both supports up here. It's crazy how It's just a common thing. So if you guys are going to talk about doing Shelly, talk to the bot lane about when their next back time is, because you want Mystic to be there because it'll just absolutely ensure that we get it. And if for whatever reason there's a dragon on the map that's cloud or ocean, it's even better to do it then because if they trade that, I'm okay with that because Shelly can get us turrets and then that leads to more jungle pressure. So just take that into consideration when you guys are trying to set up plays for Shelly. So this game we should have honestly, I pointed out that time where Lee was backing on a ward right here and you were on this side of the map full health. You should have taken Shelly there without needing the to set up the play because like I said, we win with information. So you guys just have to always take that into consideration. But you guys did a lot of good things this game, especially setting up everything around Baron. So vision control, just literally the second Baron, just melting it as soon as it spawned because you guys had double Mountain plus it's Elise and Callista. But just remember when we get advantages, you guys don't get too excited. Really think about how we can just press our advantage now so we can just make stuff clean. So good job on this game though overall. And I will do another VOD for that second game.